City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. You got love for your city? City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. City Views, ah, City Views, City Views, City Views. City Views, ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, huh?
Yes!
New Year.
Welcome to our 2020 edition of City Views, our first show of the year. And my, oh my, are we glad to be back in the house. Even though I know I'm sitting a little low here this evening, but that's because I want to elevate everyone else that'll be here on the stage with us this evening, including my most comparable co-host, the one and only Mr. Wilbert Bowles, also known as Weebo.
I'm here, Jock. Yeah.
Hello, Weebo.
Hey, Jock.
How you doing, man?
Good, man.
I ain't seen you in a while.
Been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Been a while.
About 6 weeks.
That long,
Yeah, that long, man. And unfortunately, our lovely co-host, Miss Melissa Crofts, will not be here with us this evening, but we're hoping that she will be back with us next week. And we just want to send a big shout out to Melissa and get well real soon, okay?
See you, Lisa.
Lots of love to you and to the moms there.
And the dog.
And the dog. Oh, and Parker.
And Parker.
Yeah, she's got a lot of like,
Oh.
she's got a lot of friends and stuff hanging out,
Especially Parker.
Especially Parker. Also, we'd like to thank our sponsor for City Views, Mr. Stephen Toth and Toth Insurance Agency. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
Located at 1151 East Main Street in the fine city of Torrington. Toth Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. Now, I got to ask Dan. Dan, do I feel like I'm like sinking in my seat? Did Doug do this on purpose? Is he trying to like deflate my ego or something here?
Trick or treat.
Is it an optical illusion? I mean, my goodness. And I know some of you might be wondering, it's like, what's up with Jacques' hat?
I know, Boston hat.
He's got a B on there.
It's not good.
But I lost a bet. And just to show you what kind of guy I am, see, I honor my bets, okay? So I'm sporting the Red Sox hat, even though the scandal just broke. Can you believe it? There's no cheating in baseball.
Not in baseball.
What happened, Weebo?
Things change.
I'm telling you, man. No more honor in the game.
Nope. Get the
People
cameras out.
just stealing signals, and they're supposed to be stealing bases, not signals. What's wrong with them, Weebo?
They want to win.
But we'll get back to sports.
All right.
We'll be talking about that. But first, let's get to the weekend in review. And Weebo, you had a great event that took place this Saturday. Why don't you tell our listening audience a little bit about it?
Yeah, we had a program this week at Amy Zion Church, Martin Luther King program we have every year, the Brothers of Diversity. And we honored two departments this year, the fire department and the police department, for the community service, the work they did in Torrington.
Chief Baldwin and Chief Toohey. And they do a great job.
They do. Yeah.
And they're really involved in the community. They're
very
community-minded people. They understand the importance of integrating our services, social services, with the community and building those bridges and knocking down walls,
Even Tony Pescifane came out there and helped out.
Oh, no.
He was there.
Tony was in the house?
Tony was in the house.
Okay.
Thanks, Tony.
All right. I still feel a little weird sitting in this seat, Dan. Was this on you, or is this by Doug's direction?
I called Doug.
It had to be Doug. Doug's just kind of, he's kind of mad at me anyway. I don't know why he's mad. His team's going to the NFC Championship game, and all my team is doing is getting ready for the first pick in the NFL draft.
And Giants watching the game at home.
Yeah, no, they're going fishing, man. They're going fishing.
Golfing.
Fishing. So, speaking of the weekend in review, I had an opportunity to check out the CAFTA Film Festival.
Oh.
They do a Friday night film festival every week, and this show this week was just a phenomenal presentation. And Sam Slaby, who was the former host of City Views, is the moderator for their Friday night film show. And I got to tell you, Sam Slaby is the intellectual personified.
Oh yeah, Sam.
I mean, he knows everything about everything. And now, he's by professional lawyer, but his knowledge of film is bewildering. And I don't know, I think, we might have to talk to Teresa and John and see if maybe, they might let Sam do like a little review from one of their Friday night film classics.
Gotta put Sam on Jeopardy. Hey, no.
He would win hands down. And whoever was competing against him, I feel sorry for him.
Oh, man.
Because if they did answer a question, you just go and knock him in the face.
Sam
man.
right there.
Yeah, he's a tough dude too.
Yeah.
Man. Tough guy. But it was incredible the way he just, But I want to encourage everyone to, if they have an opportunity to check out CAFTA and their Friday night film presentations, to do that. Because
where are they going to be at?
At CAFTA, Connecticut Academy for the Arts.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're going to have them on the show tonight too.
Okay.
Just in case you forgot.
Okay. In case I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, they was on last time before.
Oh, well, they were on before, but we got to keep it going here.
Let's check it. Let's check
it.
Yeah. Check it.
We got to make sure everybody knows what's going on with them.
It's trivia now.
Yeah, definitely.
Trivia.
Definitely. So now, and not only that, but Co-Park, they started, Tracy Walton hooked up with Co-Park, and they're starting their winter concert series. And it's appropriately entitled this year, Trio of Duos. So for the next couple weeks, on Friday at Co-Park from 6:30 until 8, you can check out some of the bands that are going to be performing there. And I think this week's act is, I think they're called, well, I don't even want to go there because I don't want to say the wrong name. But Jeff Presh is involved. And Jeff is phenomenal. So
was it AM or PM?
That's PM, just in case. Don't get there at 6 in the morning. Right. Nobody will be there.
I'll be at AM. AM watching.
You be there with you be there all by yourself with your cornflakes and your chocolate milk,
coffee.
man.
And my coffee.
So definitely want to make sure everybody's checking that out as well. So this was an interesting weekend in sports, Weebo. Great game last night. LSU and Clemson. And for all those Bengal fans out there, all three of them, we're pretty excited because I think we're going to. We got the first pick in the draft.
Okay.
Joe Burrow looks like. It's so fitting because the mascot for LSU is the Bengal type, the Tiger Bengal. So, and then our team is the Cincinnati Bengals. So he don't even have to trade, mascots. You just hook on up, go on right down there and collect some money as a Bengal.
Wow.
So that should be exciting. And wonderful championship games, divisional rounds. Great comeback by Kansas City.
Oh, I was watching for a minute. Next minute, I came back, man. It was winning, man.
It was literally a minute. Literally a minute. But that's good stuff going on down there. So definitely can't wait for that. So we're going to prepare for our guests this evening, John and Teresa Sullivan from CAFTA, and they're going to be talking about the big event, the celebrity paint auction that's going on this Friday night. Should be exciting. And then we have our call-in segment with Michelle Cook, What's Cooking? And I believe we have a special guest calling in the show this evening.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so should be lots and lots of fun tonight here on City Views. So we want to encourage you to call all your friends and neighbors and tell them to catch it while it's hot. Coming at you right now on your local cable access channel, Altice 5. We're going to take a break and we're going to return with our guests, John and Teresa Sullivan, right after this.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's madness and mayhem on the stage this evening right here at City Views. But that's okay. We enjoy madness and mayhem because we know exactly what to do with that. And bringing in the madness and the mayhem this evening, I couldn't imagine being anyone better than my good friends John and Teresa Sullivan. The Sullivans in the house.
Madness and mayhem.
Madness and mayhem.
Which one's the mad and which is the mayhem?
On a different.
I don't know.
That's okay.
Okay, I have a couple of things to say to you, John.
Well, let me finish introducing you first.
Sorry. I thought we should start the madness and the mayhem.
Well, it's already started. It's too late. Now, if you don't know about CAFTA, you better get familiar, okay? Because when you're talking about an arts and culture renaissance, you can't do it without the likes of people like John and Teresa, whose talents far extend the arts and culture scene here. Those roots run deep. Was that good enough for you?
Oh, yeah, my head's getting very large.
It should be.
Keep going.
They're always coming up with great initiatives for the community that we can all take part in. And that's in addition to their daily work and activities that mostly involves art instruction with youngsters. So glad to have you guys on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And we
having
And
us.
thank Kathy Pezzi for giving us
Kathy.
the space.
Yeah, we definitely want to thank Kathy because we actually had her on the show tonight, and she just kind of like,
Oh, no.
get you guys in here,
We love Kathy. We love Kathy. She's an honorary CAFTA kid.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So now we got a big event coming up Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but before you do anything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You used to wear an NY hat. I just got to ask, Now it's a BHAT. You switch teams.
You didn't hear my intro.
No, I was in the other room talking to Kathy.
So we won't go into it.
Okay, then they all know. Okay, as long as everybody's cool with it.
They're going to need some new coaches.
Exactly. and you know, I feel kind of like slighted here because, you know, me being the man of integrity that I am, I lost the bet. So I had to.
That's why. That's the truth. It had to have something to do with money. I knew it. You lost some money.
I didn't lose any money.
Other thing I have to. Okay, another thing. You were talking about Sam, and I love. You know how we all love Sam.
Yes.
And this used to be his show. But do you know who else was brilliant about that you forgot to talk about? Is Bill Battle.
Well,
that man, he knew his films. He really knew his films, and he and Sam would get into it. We miss Bill, so I just had to show a shout out to Bill because I think Darlene's watching tonight.
Hi, Darlene.
Hey, Darlene. Okay.
Well, you know, that's kind of. That's kind of the sentiments, though, because the legacy of City Views is steep.
Yep, it is.
You know, with Tim Driscoll and
big shoes to fill.
Rick Delaval and you know, then Sam and Bill. They've put together a show that it compels us to continue this legacy
and reach that excellence that they always brought.
Well, I don't know how close we are to doing that, but we will certainly strive to do it.
Yeah.
But there are certainly big shoes to fill, and you know, when I was first approached about this, I definitely felt like I didn't necessarily have what it would take to do it, but as the situation turned out, in order to keep the show going, I had to do it. But
thank you for doing that.
It's a labor of love, and you know, because of Kathy and Steve and Weibo and Melissa and Dan and Meg and Tracy, we're able to bring this to our viewing audience each and every week with a certain amount of pride and honor to do this. So thanks to the crew for making it happen.
Well, thank you for this, and thank you, and hopefully a great new year for you.
Well, so far so good.
Yeah, it is.
We got the first pick in the draft, baby.
And you saw a guy last night you'd like?
Well, I think, you know what's funny, John, is that the guy has pretty much proven his worth, and he still is getting bashed. His arm's not strong enough. He only had one good year. He's a little. I'm like, you know what?
Watched that game last night?
I was like, not only did you watch that game last night, have you seen our quarterback? So yeah, we'll take Mr. Burrow first pick if everything works out accordingly, which I hope it will. But in the meantime, tonight we're here to discuss art.
Yes, and look at...
And the community.
Yes.
And our community, and our 72 celebrity artists, of which you are one of them. We aren't allowed to say what Jacques did, because then we'd have to, I don't know what.
I wouldn't want to say what Jacques did either.
but you know why? Because the celebrity artist that gets the People's Choice Award or prize gets $1,000 for their favorite charity.
Yep.
So how cool is that? And we got 72 local celebrities, including our wonderful mayor. There's too many. I mean, 72. I can't list them all. But we just got the last one that came in today was from the Dr. Pettit. Dr. Pettit.
Oh,
he's in there.
Nice.
We have Ellen Griesdick from the American Mural Project.
Nice.
These are big deal things, and you can possibly win a bid because it's a live auction. Brian Mattiello is doing the auctioneering.
Yep.
And he's also going to be singing and playing the guitar. Brian, and it's over at the Nutmeg Conservatory on Friday night from 5 until 9. And we've got so much to tell you. So you start asking the questions, and I'll start rattling on, and I won't give anybody a chance.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, Teresa, no matter how many questions I ask, they can never be as fulfilling as your answers.
I don't know. I have fun. What can I tell you?
Well, you're the queen of the gift of gab.
Well, I don't know. He is. No. Truth be told, people think that. He seems so quiet. That's the guy. who really likes to talk, much more than me, believe it or not.
Yeah, but John and I, when we have conversations, they're more on a philosophical basis.
I know.
You know, John's a deep thinker.
He's a deep thinker and
Yeah.
intellect.
He's an intellectual.
I, on
definitely.
the other hand, am an airhead blonde. Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't say that.
Because that's not true either.
You didn't hear those words uttered from
I
my
have
lips.
everybody fooled.
But I, while we're on the subject, though,
Of me being an airhead blonde?
no,
Okay.
you guys are making me look bad.
You lost control of the show. You shouldn't have had us on. I'm telling you. You should separate us. If you separate us, you should have your boots.
Okay,
Your pants.
back to the show.
Yes, sir.
You guys just got back a few months ago from doing a real cool thing with students in Italy.
Oh, yeah, we did. I'm so proud of that.
You should be.
Why don't you talk now? They're going to say, why doesn't John ever say anything?
It was a trip of a lifetime for I think everybody involved. A crazy story. We found out 7 days before the deadline of this international contest that the possibility existed to enter, and our kids said, "Yep, let's do it." And
Middle school kids.
Middle school kids,
Yep.
Torrington middle school kids, and we put forth the application, and Teresa and I thought, well, next year we'll find out that, something.
Right.
4 days later, it's like, you all are in the finals, you've got to come to Italy and perform this. And we then had to scurry around and get passports. So I want to shout out to the office of Johanna Hayes, Representative Hayes, who was able to get the majority of our kids their passports in 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
There was another incredible benefactor from Greenwich who came up with a sizable donation to help all these families actually pay for the airfare to go there. The Italians were incredible. They had us busy from 7 in the morning to like 10 at night doing incredible things.
Including eating, I hope.
Including eating.
Bon
and,
appetit.
But
Bon appetit. Okay.
But so the kids performed
On the stage.
on the Luigi Pirandello 19th century opera hall stage in Agrigento, Sicily.
Wow.
Which is incredibly beautiful. And they came in, they got one of the top 3 prizes in the world against schools from 11 countries. I mean, over 1,000 students and I think almost 200 schools from. So this was huge.
So hip hip hooray for Torrington. These are
Absolutely.
little Torrington
Tea time,
guys.
tea time.
It was so great. And it's a life changer for these kids.
Absolutely.
And that's just a little teeny part of what we do. But we're not here really to talk so much about CAFTA. I mean, although I love talking about CAFTA and I could do it forever, but it's really about Connecticut Art Prize. This is our initiative that started last year. We're collaborating, and I really want to talk about the United Way of Northwest Connecticut, Owen Quinn and Jeff Geddes, who's my co-chair in this event this year. And we are reaching out, and this will be a region-wide this year, and it was last year as well. But we're getting people, as I said, Dr. Pettit, and he's down in, he's over in Plainville, which is
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Yeah.
So, but we've got, there's people, Oswego is doing it. We've got people from all over the state, and it's only going to grow. And we're hoping to get bigger prizes. Next year, we hope to have actual artists, who make a living out of art.
Yes.
The fun part about the celebrity artists is one of the criteria is that they're known in the community like yourself, but they're not known as being artists. So that's
wait, hold up.
we get them outside their comfort zone, and you were way outside your comfort
I
zone.
was getting ready to say, just make that perfectly clear, all right?
I know, but you weren't alone. Joanne Ryan was, she was so cute. Oh my gosh, I love her. She was so scared, and she came back 3 times to finish her painting because she wanted it just right. But you know what? She's into it. And Guy Ravesi, he was one I had to literally, on camera, I had to twist his arm, and he says, no, you got me on camera saying no. I said, no, you're going to do it again, because he did it last year.
Yep.
Do you know, my biggest triumph is today at the Rotary. He came up to me and he said, Teresa, I was cooking bacon yesterday. And I saw this thing on the wax paper that they're baking, and I'm thinking that would make a really cool painting. And he said, so next year, he's telling me, so next year I want you to give me my canvas in the summer, so I have a longer time to work on it. Now, to me, that was one of the biggest triumphs because the Ravesi brothers are both doing it, and they were both so shy. They were like, no, I'm no good. But you know what? They both did an incredible job. Although Robert said we've got to take away black and white paint from him because he said every one of my paintings look depressing, which isn't true. They're all beautiful. But he said I want color in my paintings next year because I look like my outlook is black and bleak, And I said no, it doesn't. They're beautiful. They're very modern. Those two boys, they were raised in the same family, but they're very different. And it's kind of fun. So you know what is going to be fun for your viewers is to come out and try to guess because, this is a blind, even though these are celebrity painters that everybody in this community knows, they're not going to know which goes to what because they're only going to have numbers and titles until after the auction.
Right.
So you're not going to get to know if you're bidding on the mayor or, whoever, the senator or whoever you're bidding on, you're not going to know. Or Jacques Williams, even more important. You could be getting a Jacques Williams.
You ain't bidding on my paintings, I can tell you that right now.
So, but that's the fun part, is you get to bid, and then you get to turn it over. Did I tell you Brian Mattiello is the MC, and he is so much fun.
Yes.
So he's going to make sure everybody has a good time, and we've got a couple of really cool surprises that I can't announce because they're really, I'll whisper in your ear after the show, but they are surprises for the people who come. It's going to be fun.
And then all the paintings are going to wind up in a coffee table book that the Historical Society will have, the library will have. But to do just one of these, okay, that's fun. You're going to be in posterity. But imagine 10 years worth of these or 20 years. This becomes an amazing document of the community that are giving their time and talents for this huge cause. Because United Way does, I think, 23 agencies or 30 agencies in 26 towns.
And they service people like Red Cross, homeless. I mean, the list is very long. Susan B. Anthony,
something in the area of 57,000 people in this community.
Yeah. So that's so important.
So the question that I need to ask is, since this is going to be a pretty prolific annual, are you going to have developmental programs for some of your art?
Well, we've talked about that. We want to have some therapy sessions during the summer where they can all kind of come and learn to paint and do that so they're not so traumatized when we ask them to actually do their canvas.
Because I think the cathartic aspect of this could be quite healing, when someone whose painting talents aren't necessarily at that level, they can release all of that inner frustration and maybe place those sentiments on a piece of canvas.
We can arrange to do that in advance. I mean, like several months in advance, we can start to groom, like you said, have a developmental program. But even more interestingly, maybe for you, and I put you on the spot on air, is that this is going to go into different genres, different media.
In the arts.
And so one of the things that we want to include in this is music. So maybe know somebody who could
you know anybody like that?
Collaborate with us on doing a Connecticut Art Prize with a music component.
Oh well, that'll be I can definitely do that. But the painting, I might have to get some.
No.
Hey, wait a minute now. We got to work out a deal here, man. Can't be all y'all's way. Compromise.
But I do want to talk about a couple of other cool things. There's some other people in the community that have helped out with this. So I do want to do a shout out. Okay, first of all, our sponsors, which are, how sponsors are so treasured people. And first of all, Northwest Community Bank has come in as a patron sponsor. That's a big deal sponsor. And I'm so excited. That is such a thrill for us. And then for the beverages are really fun. We wanted community people who are local brewers and local wineries and local distillers. So we have, our friend Jack Baker, who has been such a great help to CAFTA from the very beginning. And he is he's bringing in all the distilled spirits that he will be there that night. He's also, and then we have the Little Red Barn Brewery over in Winstead. They're going to be bringing in their tastings. We also are going to have Jared's Vineyard, Jared's Winery.
Yes.
And they're going to be supplying all the wine for the event. Now we have Cisco's Catering. We've got we've got Edison Grill,
Sawyer's.
Sawyer. I mean, we've got a huge list
Jimmy's.
of Jimmy's. Oh yeah, Bob Persicino. Thank you, Bob. Robert.
Rob,
we
Rob.
love you. We love you, Robert. And I mean Sawyer's. You know that wonderful Julian does that great. You know, I don't know what he's going to do this year, but we all love what he does. So I mean, there's all kinds of food, and then some of our moms are making cookies. It is going to be such a celebration of the
media
arts.
sponsors
And
as
we've
well.
got media sponsor. Oh, most important. We've got NBC, who has NBC Connecticut and Telemundo, and we've been on their shows a few times already. And also many of their anchors actually painted paintings. And as you know, Keisha Grant actually won the $1,000 prize last year.
Yes.
So we've got all those as our media sponsor and our celebrity artists. And then we also have our dear friends at the Republican American, and Ann Caroli painted one of them. We've got 3 people from the Republican American. We've got Bruno.
Oh, Bruno the man.
Bruno,
Bruno.
he did one, and it's wonderful. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And then we have a Cubby reporter named Jared, who came in and did one as well. So there's all kinds of people across the board that you're going to be able to enjoy seeing what they you know, because it takes a lot of courage to do what they did, and I'm so proud. 72 of them.
Yeah,
so all of these people have confronted a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas blank, which is a scary thing, but guess what? That's what students do every day.
Right.
So actually, it's a wonderful way to reconnect with your inner child, because we all went through that when we were young, where we pushed it away, but these things can't be forgotten.
Well, I certainly didn't forget my childhood, especially when I looked at what I draw, because I'm still in 3rd grade.
No. He's underselling himself. Not true.
No. But we're going to take a break, and then we're going to return and have some more conversations here with our guests in the studio. And we're also awaiting Michelle to call in for the What's Cooking segment, and also Meg Capin with some cool stuff that's going to be going on at the Nolke Gallery. So you guys stay tuned. Call all your friends and neighbors. Tell them to check it out right here at your local cable access channel, Altis 5. City Views. We'll be right back.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Our guests with us here in the studio this evening are John and Teresa Sullivan, the owners and founders of CAFTA, the Connecticut Academy for the Arts. And they're here promoting their big event that's coming up this Friday at the Nutmeg Conservatory for the Arts, the Connecticut Art Prize. And this is consisting of local celebrity artists who've contributed their time to paint for their works to be auctioned off. And it's kind of a cool idea. Where did you pick this up at?
Don't forget that the one who wins the People's Choice Award gets $1,000 for their favorite charity. That's really important.
That's very important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah.
We just had Michelle call. Let's talk to her and see why she's not painting this year.
I got to get her.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her, Michelle.
Good evening, Miss Cook.
Good evening. How are you?
We're fine, but we're getting ready to burn your buns, lady.
I'm sorry for my delay.
Well, no, that's no excuse. Although I know why you delayed, because you knew what you're walking into once you came onto the show this evening.
Well, no, that is not why I'm delayed. But okay, if you want me to use that, I'll give you that.
Well, we have two people here that are, let's just say, very concerned about you and your, let's just say, lack of presence at the celebrity art paint.
We're waiting for your painting, Michelle.
Nobody ever got me any stuff.
Ah, you got to go there to get the stuff. I had to get the stuff. If I got the stuff, you can get the stuff.
Oh, no. So last year they dropped it off to my house. Actually, Owen Quinn dropped it off to my
You know
house.
why? Because he was catering to you because it was an election year. And so, therefore, you had our sympathy.
No, not on.
Oh my God, Michelle, I do love you. I really do. Don't hate me. No, I just, you did such a beautiful job last year. I really was looking forward to your painting this year. That's all. That's the only reason.
Is it too late?
No.
Okay.
Not if you hurry, but it's
Friday.
Friday.
But if you tell me,
I can come down tomorrow. That's feasible.
okay, we'll make a date on that. Okay, you tell me after.
All right.
I'll let Jock talk to you though, but after, you tell me when, and I'll be there. I'll give you all the stuff.
Perfect.
Awesome, we got that handled. Okay, Jacques, the rest is up to you.
I'm at a loss for words now. I don't even know how to follow up.
Yeah, because
now.
you were going to give her a hard time, and I couldn't bear that. She's too sweet and wonderful, and she works too hard. So
She gives us a hard time. How come we can't return the favor?
Because I don't know. She
Watch
tries.
yourself.
You're in the contract, girl. You ain't going nowhere.
It's just like my state job. I get paid minimal.
Well, let's just say they don't pay you nearly enough, dear, for the work that you do.
Well, I appreciate that. But anyway, we were getting into so I started.
So,
You wanted to talk about upcoming legislative session, which starts February 5th.
yes.
And you wanted to discuss, possibly things that might be coming up or things that are on my radar.
Well, after our legislative agenda meeting earlier this week, last week, I thought that there are some very salient points that were brought up in the meeting that might be very helpful to our viewing audience in terms of what to look for coming up in this next session.
So were there specific items that you find to be one more important than the other?
Well, I mean, the big item is obviously tolls.
Correct.
But I think that there's other issues as well, like the budget, that might be of interest to our viewers as well.
So this is a non-budgetary year, and right now we're still doing okay. We haven't got a final revenue, obviously, so taxes will start. Taxes are turned in April 15th. I think that might be the date this year. Depending on which day it falls on. Obviously, I haven't looked at the calendar that far out. So, right now there could be a projected $20 million shortfall, but I'm not feeling that that's a major concern given the fact that that's without our revenues coming in come tax day. Also, I think that it warrants the fact that, we are still in a much better position than we have been in the last 10 or better years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that for you and I, $20 million is like, that would change our life for the rest of our life. But when you're talking about a multi-million dollar to $1 billion budget, the $20 million is not something for us to totally freak out about yet, given the fact that there are things that are coming up that could change that to a much more positive note.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that this governor is committed to not taking from the rainy day fund. I think that there's something to be said about that. We should not. That is a practice that, unless in years past, the heavens had opened up and there was really nowhere else to go, and I know that there were some decisions to be made, and I don't think that that's the position that we're in right now. So a panic is not necessarily anything that we need to be raising at this point.
Right.
And to talk about tolls, we know that part of the frustration has been that there's been multiple plans and then there's multiple pushbacks. And I think that it was said that day that as people were going in to negotiate with the governor would go to where that group of people were, and then they're like, no, we want more. No, we want more. I think that part of the frustration is as people negotiate, they truly need to negotiate in good faith, and recognize that when their asks are met, that should be the agreement. But we've recognized that this administration is having problems because people are pushing back on the original asks. So right now we're at a look of 18-wheelers only, and on 12 bridges only. And quite frankly, we did learn the other day that a tractor trailer does 9,000, and that's 9,000 times the damage to our roads and bridges that our cars do. Wow. And because our state is so small, you do not have to stop, quite frankly. You can, the tractor trailers could drive in on one side and out on the other without stopping feasibly to use the restroom, get food, or get gas. So as they're doing thousands of times of damage to our roads, that is a conversation, and I believe that is why the governor has said this is the direction that he would like to go. There is still the conversation on whether or not that is legal. We have seen the argument that because it is that type of damage, that it would not be a legal challenge. I'm suspecting that there could, anybody could challenge anything legally, but I believe that it's not something that would hold up in court once it got there. But that's kind of where we are now, and right now there is also no dates for special session to address the tolls. So as people are freaking out about it, I want them to also caution and understand that as we're taking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars out of our general fund budget to put towards the roads, that the tolls could offer a little bit of savings in that regard, and we could put it back into the things that we need to and let the people that are damaging our roads pay for that. And contrary to what the argument is that costs of things would go up, there's also studies to show that cost doesn't go up, given the fact that we are the only state on the New England side of the coast that does not have tolls. Everybody else up to the East Coast border, except for Vermont, has tolls. So, and 42 other states do as well. So as we're arguing and throwing hasty accusations and hate out towards tolls, I think we all need to take a step back and really look at what the fiscal impacts could be on the positive and the negative, and then have an honest conversation about it.
Well, Michelle, a question I'd like to...
That was a mouthful.
It was. But a question I'd like to ask you is, how many years would it take if tolls were implemented to actually fill the gap in the funding for highways and infrastructure?
I have not seen those numbers, so I can't give that to you. I don't want to say that I do have that. I believe that the toll plan is still in the works, and this is the conversation that we're having. But I have not seen final details to give you any more specifics than what I have given you. I do know this. I also know that if it's something that we chose to go down the path, that it is also does something else for our economy, and it puts people to work. It creates jobs. And so as we look at the anti-toll component of it, we also need to look at the positives of it as well. And that's why I'm asking for an open and honest conversation, and not the already walked in the door biased, I hate tolls kind of thing.
Right, I hear you. Now,
and again, no tolls on Route 8.
Okay. So. Now, is there other revenue that can be allocated to address the issues of road repair and infrastructure that can come from something else other than the rainy day fund or the funds that would be gained through tolls?
Well, I think that budget warrants the fact that, as contrary also, the myth that we can bust out there, and I have the information, I'm going to put it on my Facebook page later tonight, we have not taken from the Special Transportation Fund since 2002. I wasn't in office then. So that was the last time, I believe that's the date, that was the last year that any money was diverted from the Special Transportation Fund. So we are funding it. We are funding it to what it's allocated for. The problem is we don't have the money to fund it to what we need. Our roads and infrastructure are going to be in dire repair, and I do want people to understand this is serious. And what's going to end up happening is, a bridge could collapse, a road could cave, and then people are going to take a different step on this because of safety. Obviously, we react to tragedy. I would like to be a proactive state and not a reactive state. Yes, to answer your question, are there other dollars that we can use? The same dollars that we're using right now. We can just divert more money and more money out of the general fund. And if we continue to do that, then services will continue to get cut. And potentially what that could do is take money from towns, town road aid. It could take money from education. It could take money from, senior services. You name it. It could take money from all sorts of things. If we continue to have to eliminate dollars out of the general fund to build on to our roads and our infrastructure.
Now, let me...
Could we legalize pot? We could. I don't think that's the way to go. We have discussed that on this program. That is something I truly still continue to struggle with. I don't think that we should legalize something just to gain the revenue out of it, especially when you know that there are other states that are still struggling with some of the legalization hurdles. We could legalize sports betting and turn it over to the casinos or however that ended up to be and get a percentage out of that. We've done Keno. So we call those the sin dollars, of what have you. But at the end of the day, I guess the question is, where do we want to go and what do we want to look like?
Now, a question I have for you, Michelle, is the surrounding states that do have tolls, if we're trying to attract businesses to Connecticut, how does that look 5 or 10 years down the road if indeed we didn't have tolls? Would that be perhaps more attractive to a business because they could cut out that expense right off the top?
I don't think that would be a true argument or a true fair argument, and the reason why is because, as you just said in that same statement, they already have them. They're paying the tolls all the way across the board. What is going to help us attract business is not going to be whether we have tolls or not. It is going to be whether or not we have infrastructure that is safe for people to ship their products. It is, do we have fast rail? Do we have high fiber and internet and connectivity? Are we, is our educational system good? Communities are not going to attract people if we don't have a good educational system. Our millennials want to use the rail and stay in town, but they like to use the rail. They don't necessarily want to have a car and pay all of that. They want to live on a different way. Millennials appreciate biking and public transportation. In the Northwest corner, we don't have that. And we lack public transportation compared to Massachusetts and New York. So if we're talking about truly attracting business, the tolls is not going to be your hurdle. It's going to be whether our roads are safe, whether we have high-speed rail, whether we can ship things by rail, whether our fiber and connectivity is state-of-the-art in 5G. Those are the things that we really need to compete with. That's what's going to attract business. We have got to be able to be competitive with our surrounding states.
And when can we expect to see 5G implemented here in the Northwest corner?
Not soon enough. I think that it's extremely important that people recognize that there is no reason why we can't all pull together and put the pressure on any of our providers, whether it be Altice or Cablevision or Frontier or Cox or whatever the name of your servers are. There's no reason why we cannot all pull together and start challenging them on the desires and the needs of fiber technology. This is 2020. There is no excuse at all for us to be left back in 2014 or 2015. And this is really going to have to be about customers, holding their providers accountable. I had a conversation about that today, and I sat in a new committee about Main Street, moving, and how can we bring all of our main streets back. It's a new committee. We just started it today. I'm honored to sit on that committee. And one of the things that we talked about was exactly that. We have got to have fiber technology and 5G, and we all have to make that a priority. And that obviously was something that you heard in that meeting that we had the other day, too.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Doug heard that because he's our closest contact to Altice.
I think that's true, but at the end of the day, Doug might pay one bill, but there are multiple people in the northwest corner that are solely reliant on one service. And if we all got together and we threatened to cancel our services, or if we all got together and challenged the company that's not providing what right now is a lifeline. Our students cannot connect to the internet to do their homework. And if we are not capable of providing books for everybody, and we ask the students to go home and do their homework on the computer, but the computer can't connect to the internet, how is that student going to connect to their educational process? So we are not helping society grow by continuously accepting the second and the third rate of this. We have to expect and demand more.
You say you want a revolution. Well, Michelle wants to change the world.
Yes, she would like to do that overnight, but that's a little bit more complicated than her power.
Yeah, we might not be able to do it overnight, but we'll help you on that tomorrow afternoon. How's that sound?
After I paint my picture.
Yes. You're going to
on
be
it. You're on it. So, Michelle, I'll call you after the show, and I just need the title of it. Don't say it now, because obviously then, because that would be cheating. Because remember, you get $1,000 for your favorite charity if you win, and you got to bring your posse out. Bring your posse out. But I will call you right after the show, and I just need the title, so just make up a title that you're going to use, and you'll tell me, and then we'll arrange a time when we can get that. We'll connect tomorrow. Okay? Thank you, Michelle. Nothing like putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
But if that's what it took,
I just hadn't heard from anybody, so that's okay.
We love you, and that is why everybody's asking, is Michelle doing it again? Because everyone loved your picture last year, and there weren't enough of them to go around. So we really want to be able to tout you, and you just caught me at the very last minute because it's going to press tomorrow, so your name will be in the book now. So now you're on the hook. Now you're on the hook.
I'm happy to be on the hook.
Okay.
Michelle, thank you so much. We appreciate it as always, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week, hon.
Excellent. Thank you all.
Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Michelle. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Who's that man?
What's cooking? I think we got Ray Botas on now. Hey, Ray, is that you?
That's me.
That's not Ray, is it?
Your timing's impeccable, sir.
I know. I was just watching and listening. Those are the Democrats talking all the time. Let's just listen to them. Unbelievable. They just rattle on and rattle on. Here's my deal about tolls. We shouldn't have any tolls in the state of Connecticut. Here again, what our governor did, he taxed us on on when you go to the laundromat or you go to the dry cleaners, you take your dog here, you do this, you do that. What else are they going to tax us on? They don't need any tolls. Those are all ridiculous things that the governor has. Listen to the Republican side of it once in a while, these Democrats. They're all alike. Every one of them, everything you hear from them is nothing but garbage.
Well, they're going to tax you on this phone call, Ray. I'm just wanting to let you know that, okay?
They tax you on everything, What are they going to do? They're going to tax you. They're going to tax you how long you're sitting on those seats there. you laugh. I'm telling you. The longer you sit on that seat, look at Rebo over there.
Oh, it's over there. On the desk over there.
He finally woke up, man. He picked a new team.
No
you can't
new
go
team.
with him no more, man.
Same team.
Which one's he going for?
I was going for the Ravens, but
he's going for the New York Rangers now.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
We're trying to find some writers for your segment of the show now. Right Ray, wrong Ray.
That's okay with me. I could be right Ray. I could be right. It doesn't make any difference to me. Most of the time, it's a right Ray. There would be a wrong Ray. Yeah.
Dude, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. Oh, yeah. Those Democrats are all alike, I'll tell you. I've been listening to them ever since I got my retirement here. I listened to the Democrats on the TV here, back and forth, back and forth. They're so far left, it's unbelievable. And Trump is on the right road. Everybody should follow Trump, but the damn Democrats won't give him any credit. Won't give any. They won't even say he did a nice job on something. Everything he does, they criticize him. That's a typical Democrat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Ray, as always, we appreciate you calling into the show.
You gotta go. You got somebody else calling.
How'd you know?
I heard you talk before. This other person's going to be calling in a special call. I thought I was the special call.
You are, but you got competition now, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to call you. I'm not done yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see you.
Right,
we'll see you next Monday at City Council.
All right, I'll be there. I expect you to be there.
All right.
All right, and don't wear that Boston hat. Those are cheaters.
Will do. Thanks, Ray.
All right.
Good night, Ray.
Good night.
Right, Ray, wrong, Ray, ladies and gentlemen. Meg? Meg? Meg?
Hey, hi.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well. How are all of you? Good to see you, Weebo.
Oh, I'm right here.
And you, Jacques. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for calling in. Unfortunately, we are running a little late, but please give our viewing audience an update on this weekend's activities.
Yes, so this is for Monday for the celebration of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Day of Service, at the Nolke Gallery Monday night from 4:30 to 7 p.m. We're asking our community to come out and join us. That's at 15 Water Street, downtown. And we're going to have, from 4:30 to 5, a gathering time, light refreshments, get to know your neighbors, share community events and organizations that help to promote the unity, cultural diversity, and social justice in the arts. And then we're going to join in on a weekly Monday phone conversation that talks about current issues on racial injustice and inequality. And it's hosted by our own Denise Singleton, here a Torrington resident. And then after that, we're going to have a presentation on Rosa Parks, and then we're going to conclude the evening with a drum circle led by Ngaza Mwando. So we hope people will come out and join us. It'll be a wonderful evening, and after those that spent the day serving, we can come together and reflect and share and dialogue and celebration.
Well, it certainly sounds like a wonderful event, and I want to thank you for calling us and notifying our listeners as to what's going to be going on next Monday.
Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to let me share the news with everyone.
Well, I wish we had more time, Meg. You know, we'd love to talk to you a little bit longer, but Doug just gave me the finger.
All right, well, we better keep Doug happy. So
you know that's right.
See you all soon.
Thank you, Meg.
Thanks, Meg. Good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, that puts a wrap on it for tonight. Thank you so much to our guests, John and Teresa Sullivan. Don't forget, this Friday, Nutmeg Conservatory for the Arts for the Connecticut Art Paint Night. In the meantime,
Art Prize.
Connecticut Art Prize, correct. In the meantime, we'll see you back next week for more City Views.
It's
Good
about
night.
that time. City Views, City Views. What's happening in your city? City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. Got love for your city? City Views, City